Sideline Talk Pod Week 7 breakdown. All everything we saw on Sunday till mid Monday. So be out on Thursday, but I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of these games really. I know they had the London game, and I was kind of like, I don't really watch the Jaguars take on the Rams in London. But I was pretty busy. But over my time watching, I had seen Justin Fields get benched, Bryce Young get out, and a lot of other things go on. So we're really gonna dive into that. To start everything off, though, we're gonna go over headlines over the hours. Um, Brandon Graham, Philly fans, all right. This is a time to rejoice. The Philadelphia Eagles have now signed Brandon Graham back to a contract after coming out of retirement. But the Tennessee Titans have also demanded release from Tyler Lockett to be released. So now Tyler Lockett is out of Tennessee. His whole reason was, I'm not really playing, so if I'm not really gonna play, I want to play with a contender. That was his whole point. But Bryce Young is also projected to be out for Week 8 after suffering a little bit of like a sprained ankle. So we should see Andy Dalton come in next week and possibly get the start. The funniest one though, Dre Greenlaw, after chasing down official Brad Allen after yesterday's win for the Denver Broncos, ended up getting a 1-game suspension for verbally threatening NFL official Brad Allen, which is very, very, very funny. Tampa Bay Detroit game, don't want to talk too much about that right now because it's still going on. But Mike Evans is getting carted off the field. And Mike McDaniels today was asked about Tua Tagovailoa, and he simply said, we're sticking with him after getting benched. So those are simply the headlines over the hours. Just brightly rushed up. Where do we feel like, especially with Tua Tagovailoa, this was a big one. Where do we feel like? What's the answer there? What's really going on?
He's on his way to the bench, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely. Bro, they should see what they got in Quinn.
Quinn.
Honestly.
Well, they kind of did. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
I blame the owners. I blame the higher ups for that. Because they said in the post game interview that the reason why they didn't fire McDaniel is because they want to give Mike McDaniel a chance to fix the fuck up. Now, not to be to be unbiased about it when you think about it, like the injuries and the Tyreek Hill situation and Tua and concussion situation kind of plays a big part into why everything isn't going the way that they want to, because they have talent. It's not like they don't have talent on paper. They have the talent.
Yeah.
They just don't have they don't have chemistry. It's like it's no culture.
Yeah. No.
So and I know we talked about that like earlier in the recent podcast about that.
Yep.
Yeah, about him not having a culture thing. Is like, if they're not gonna fire him and they're gonna give him the chance to revamp whatever he did the first 2 years, it's like, well, you gotta make some money. At this point, you gotta start making some trades, making some moves.
Yep.
If you want to do that, like, if the owner's giving you that opportunity now, as far as Tua is, it's kind of hard to do that because now he's on contract. He's making like what 40, 50 a mil now, right, on a 4-year deal. So it's like they gotta pay you unless you're willing. It's not like giving Kirk Cousins 130 mil. 130 mil, that dead cap, you only going to pay like, what, 50? You could dish that out with the cap going up every year. But as far as like, Tua's money, I think, what, the 5th highest paid, if I'm not mistaken?
Something like that. They all got 55.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's...
Or 53. They're somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, and the Dolphins isn't really that big of a market. So they're, you don't really want to feel like you're wasting your money. And it's not like he's not talented. He's just making a lot of...
stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of stupid mistakes. We will dive in more in that, especially talking about Quinn Ewers, because Quinn Ewers was tossed in the game. Rightly before that, he was elevated to quarterback too, meaning that they kind of knew that was going to happen. But in Wembley, London, England, I should say, to be more exact, the Los Angeles Rams took on the Jacksonville Jaguars in a London Sunday morning game, which the Rams won 35-7. Now, depending on how this Lions Buccaneers games goes, we could see the Rams in contention to be number 1 in the NFC right now. Where do we put LA?
LA's dangerous. They're still dangerous. With Puka going out, they still have talent. It's not like they don't. Just because you've seen early struggle, you can like if I don't think you should never base early season struggles on a talented team, unless you really see what they have at coaching. Like they have McVay. McVay has always been a solid coach.
Yeah,
So if it's not like they really had any losing seasons since he's been head coach. Every season has been 500 or above. I think they only missed the playoffs once, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yeah, they
once.
missed the playoffs once.
I
Yeah.
think the
yeah.
Yeah.
The
year
year
after
after they won the
Super
Super
So
Bowl.
under
Bowl.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So under McVay's tenure, they only missed the playoffs once, and since then they always been a dangerous, if not dominant, team in some way, shape, or form. Shit, I mean, they're absolutely dominating the NFC West as far as we see. So I
Yeah,
think I wouldn't say they're. I mean, I want to say they're top five. I do,
The
but
Rams.
yeah, I want
top
to say
five
they're a
what
top five
in the
team.
NFC or
Yeah,
the
the
entire
NFC.
NFL?
The, in the NFC, I'd say they're top
The
five. I put them
NFC,
in
the
top five in
NFC,
the
they're definitely
NFC.
top five. But the
They
NFL,
top
I
three.
don't. In the NFC, you think so?
I'd put them over
Yeah,
both Philly and Detroit. I put them with Philly and
no,
Detroit
that's
right now.
crazy.
I put them with Philly and
All
Detroit
right,
right
all
now.
right.
I would put them. Well, I would put Philly
In
at four.
terms,
Philly at
I put
four.
them with the Packers,
Packers.
and Eagles.
Bro, the
And
Packers are just
Eagles.
getting layups for
Yeah,
wins right now. The Packers are not taking
I
on good
mean,
teams.
it's their
Yeah,
defense. Their
they're
defense
not really
carrying them,
playing.
basically.
They're not really playing great
Yeah,
teams right now.
Yeah,
true.
Not
it's
But they
dangerous
did
teams
beat
at least.
the Lions earlier in the season.
That's
not
true.
early in the season.
That's true.
Yeah, no, but one thing is Matt Stafford is still looking good. No matter like
Yeah.
the fact is he's
for sure.
Yeah.
39 years
Yeah,
old,
he's
going
playing like
21
an
for
MVP.
33, 182 and 5 touchdowns. And
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, there were a lot of
Yeah,
talks about him being washed. Fans in London were talking about him being washed,
yeah,
and he told them to shut up. Put up 5 catches, 3 touchdowns on 35 yards. So,
freedom thing.
oh yeah, overall it was good.
yeah. Facts.
Jacksonville, I think that their weakness was shown. Everybody could see Jacksonville's weakness now, and it's gonna be
Mm.
a very very long season for them. But one of America's game of the weeks, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. It was about time to see Geno Smith go down. I had this whole spiel written up about how Geno's really the problem, about how everything's so bad with Geno Smith, until I realized Chip Kelly's his offensive coordinator. I was kind of like, oh, this makes sense now. It's really all makes sense. Why are they running the ball 6 times with Ashton Genty? In a game where you don't even score, you can't even score. You're only throwing the ball 18 times in total, getting 12 completions. Barely had 100 yards of net offense. This is not. This has nothing to do with the team. This has nothing to do with Pete Carroll in general. This is a chip. This is like offensive problem, a defensive problem. But what are the thoughts on that?
I'll disagree. I'll agree with you to an extent. That is Pete Carroll's issue. That been Pete Carroll's issue since he's been with the Seahawks. He'll hire coaches and then he'll notice the issues. The media will call him out for said issues, and then he won't acknowledge the issues. He'll say no, he'll acknowledge it, but doesn't give any fluent solutions on why the issue should be fixed. First of all, if anybody knows Chip Kelly, then you know it was not a good idea to sign him in the first place.
Yeah, bro. The Eagles know. The Eagles know Chip Kelly. You seen what he
Like-
did to us?
Like, where did Chip Kelly go in college again?
Oregon.
It was
Oh, UCLA.
He was
yeah,
at
it was
Oregon.
UCLA and UCLA.
Oh no.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Oregon and UCLA, they weren't too good with him under
Yeah.
tender.
I mean,
Besides Oregon, but Oregon is Oregon.
He was good with Oregon.
Oh yeah, but Oregon's Oregon. Like Oregon's gonna be successful regardless of who their coach is. They've always been successful regardless of. That's like saying LSU. LSU still well, yeah.
I mean,
LSU's still good.
They're good. They're defensively they're great.
Kinda.
Defensively they're great. Offensively but he's not a bad head coach. But compared to him to Chip Kelly, no. Chip Kelly's never been a good coach. So why would you think that he'd be a good OC? Like what? I think a lot of people need to start blaming these head coaches for the hirings because they're the one that's hiring the personnel.
Yeah.
Like Pete Carroll's not an offensive play caller; he's a defensive play caller. So his defense is playing the best of their ability, but you can't really do much when your offense isn't really doing shit on the field. You see what I'm saying? And it's like it's yeah. But then again, it's like even though the offense isn't running as a whole, and like Ralph said, it is a Chip Kelly thing. Because I totally forgot that Chip Kelly was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no, everything
Yeah.
made sense when
That does make a lot of sense. He's still ass because
Yeah,
he's throwing clear interceptions and triple. He's throwing like, bro. Oh my god, yo, you watched the game? Did anybody watch the game? I watched the game, so I can tell you.
I was
They
very
said
busy.
he's
seen a
on
little
pace
bit.
right now.
I can tell you that man had a couple times when he had a clean pocket and threw dirt to dirt to dirt. Like, bro, it was one whole drive. I've seen it was 4-3 drive. It was 4 drives in the first quarter that I seen. Punt. All punts. And a missed kick. Yeah, so it was punt. get down to the 30-yard miss kick. Out of all of those punts, out of every single drop within those punts, pass, run, pass, run, pass. Throughout that entire first quarter. Swear to God. They only ran the ball twice.
And it's crazy because like they script the first 10 drives, so the first 4 drives. They purely script those drives. So I'm kind of like, well, you know, what's going on there?
Bro.
Man.
If I'm not mistaken, they said he's on pace to throw 29 interceptions.
29 interceptions, yeah. Unless he gets benched, which will probably happen.
Gosh.
He'll get benched. Chip Kelly probably gets fired at offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that'd be crazy if Pete Carroll keeps him. That'd be crazy.
That would be insane. That'd be pretty bad.
That would be.
But Rashee Rice, though, 2 touchdowns in his first game back from suspension, and he overall looked very, very good. But moving on, New England took on Tennessee, a 31-13 win by the Patriots. Cam Ward, 25 for 34, a touchdown and an interception. But Drake May was, I guess, the biggest storyline because he did something Tom Brady never ever did. Like in his life, Tom Brady in his whole NFL career never had a 90% completion percentage or over. Never once in his life. And Drake May went 21 for 23, 222, and 2 touchdowns. Something Brady has not ever even come close to touch. Of course, breaking a record in New England. But on top of that, he just looks like. I feel like Drake May could be a MVP underdog. That's the biggest way to say it. I feel like people are sleeping about Drake May to be an MVP.
I don't disagree.
I feel like he's playing like way too well. 62 yards on the ground as well. Everything looks really good for Drake May. But
I mean, once you've seen him, you know, he beat the Steelers. Or did they lose to the Steelers?
They lost to the Steelers.
They lost to the Steelers. Once you see how well he played when he was with the Steelers, besides a little baby mental mistakes, and then you see him beat you see him beat the Bills, right? You kind of see the open top, but like he already had that though. Everybody knew he was gonna be good. Everybody knew he was. I don't think nobody really doubted his talent. I think the only thing they really doubted was just like could you properly build around him until they had Mike Vrabel. But then once you get a coach like Mike Vrabel, it kind of gives you like the confidence, I would say. And tell me if I'm wrong. It'll give you confidence and say, all right, well, you got a head coach. Now all that head coach needs to do is just build around him. And
They're doing that.
Him having Will Campbell having Will Campbell was like one of the best things they could have did for him. Like building that offensive line around him. And then they got a solid running game. You know the running game good when you got the media sitting here trying to figure out why they're not putting Henderson, and Henderson's only getting 9 attempts in one game.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Vrabel made it known. He was like, no, I mean we want to put him in like, you know, bigger roles, but Stevenson's like, you know, doing his thing. And it's like, bro, that's because I got 3 running backs that's actually playing well. On top of the fact that, you know, you got Stephon Diggs that is his number 1 receiver. And Butte, who I didn't expect to really flourish the way he's flourishing. But I mean, when you got a QB like Drake May, right?
Stephon Diggs as well is also playing very, very, very well right now. Very well in New England. Stephon Diggs.
Oh yeah,
Stephon Diggs for sure.
But moving on, though, we had America's real game of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles took on the Minnesota Vikings in a 28-22 win. My question is Saquon Barkley actually washed now? 42 total yards from Saquon Barkley. 18 carries for 44 yards for Saquon Barkley.
What was his carry per attempt?
2.44. Is he officially washed?
Against the defense that was ranked 24th in the run? Against the run?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he had big runs for like 20 yards, but they were called back on holding calls. But it's like,
so they hold it. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Devontae Smith though.
Is he officially washed? Like is he a washed quarterback now? A running back?
No, bro, I wouldn't say that. The play calling, the O-line is injured.
18 carries. You don't give him 18 carries to nobody.
I mean, you know, because CMC with that injured ass O-line is doing a lot more phenomenal than you know, the big dog that just almost broke the record for most yards in the league. Y'all called him the number 1 running back in the league last year, right?
Yeah.
And y'all said he was gonna do it again too. What happened?
I don't know.
Bro, they stacking the box against Saquon Barkley, bro.
Oh, so
I guess.
Like I said,
that we told y'all.
The O-line is not playing as good as last year, bro.
Yeah. But you know what though? I apologize. I was wrong. Because remember I said that what I say? I said Jamar Chase was gonna cook. He in fact did not do that.
No, Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson was gonna cook Quinyon Mitchell.
We'll talk about Justin Jefferson in like 10 seconds.
But you know who did go off? Kinda? Jordan Addison.
He
was good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Jordan Addison
Yeah.
like 20 seconds though, because Devonta Smith 9 for 183 and a touchdown, and then AJ Brown dug up those washed rumors 4 for 121 and 2 touchdowns, and then Jalen Hurts is I guess he can throw 19 for 23, 326, 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, so he can really throw the ball.
I give Jalen Hurts my respect on that because he did it against the 10th rated pass defense in the league, and for you to be able to do that, I mean, but at the same time, it's like, bro,
No, it was number 1 rated, bro.
you have the best receiving core in the league. You have a receiver that can give you a bean 80 easily if you use him right? And then you got AJ Brown, who's and then you have AJ Brown, who's arguably a top 5 receiver in the league. So you better be able to put up a perfect passer rating with these receivers that you have.
Bruh.
I'm just like I don't know. I don't want to praise. I don't want to praise him for doing something he should do with that type of team.
This is
But
crazy.
at the same time,
This is
for him
crazy.
to do it against the top 10 rated defense, he does give my praise.
No,
I fuck with it.
It was
He
the
was
number
cooking.
2 rated defense. It was the number 2 rated passing defense. And
Oh,
he
number 2 rated
demolished them.
pass. I thought that was
Yeah,
number
bro,
10.
he demolished them.
42. Oh shit!
No, it was 2. I took screenshots of it before the game. And I took screenshots of
He said, "I can't wait to this podcast."
screenshots of it. I had to. I had to do my homework.
He said, "I can't wait to this podcast." Watch, I'm waiting for Cool to say some shit.
He had to say something. He has to say something. Anyway, speaking about Jordan Addison, I guess kind of going off. 9 for 128, no touchdowns because Carson Wentz couldn't put the ball in the end zone. But Justin Jefferson, I guess he got locked down after he had 5 catches for 79 yards.
For 79 yards, yep.
But Carson Wentz, I think that he did enough to start on Thursday for the Vikings, but not enough to get the win. And they just couldn't run the ball as well. I don't know what they were doing wrong. They just could not run the ball on Philly's defense.
I mean, they also, I don't know what was going on with the red zone situation because they went to the red zone 5 times
Around
and they could never score. Everything ended in a field goal.
6.
It was 6. Yeah, I'm sorry, 6.
It was like 1
One
for
number.
6 in the end zone.
And the crazy thing about it is they actually held the Eagles on 3rd down conversions. Like they were one of the Eagles offense was 1 and 6 in 3rd down conversions. That one conversion was that deep pass, that 30-yard deep pass to Devontae Smith in the mid zone. So you would have thought like, okay, well the defense is actually doing what they're supposed to. Most of the touchdowns that are coming from the Eagles are deep passes, as you clearly see right there.
Deep ball.
All coming from all deep ball shots. So it's like, okay, well, if what from the numbers, like when you look at it from the numbers wise, it looks like, oh, this gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
Or it could be defensive. It could go either way. This might be a high point scoring, or it could be defensive. So when you're looking at, okay, well, we got the deep shots coming from the Eagles offense, and we got the Vikings taking it downfield, slowly controlling the clock. So now we know this game can go either way. So I feel like it was just a one-sided game because the Eagles had more control. They actually wanted it more because there's no way that you make an offense like that go 1 for 6, or 1 for 5, 1 for 6 in 3rd down conversions, and you don't take advantage of that and score no touchdowns at all. He didn't throw any interceptions. I think he didn't fumble. He probably got sacked only twice, right? So why are you not scoring in the red zone? Why is the running game not working? And then I forgot that Jalen Carter played. That's why the run game wasn't working.
Jalen Carter.
Oh,
Yeah, Jalen Carter.
bro, he had
that
like 3
man
quarterback
different,
hits,
bro. That
6
man
pressures or
different.
something like that.
Something.
Yeah, it was 6 pressures, 3 quarterback hits, and he had 2 hurries. That man, bro, that man different.
Something.
If only he would get some
Yeah.
sacks, he'd really look more dominant than what he should be right now.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, he still limited the run, so he looked pretty dominant, if I would say. Anything.
I mean, yeah, right, true. Yeah, that's a good point.
But overall, a good win for Philly, putting them tied for first place. Tied for first place in the NFC so far right now, depending on how the Bucs-Lions game goes. 26-14 win by the Chicago Bears over the Saints. I don't really want to talk too much about that one because not a lot really happened. It was one of those forgettable games. But in America's Tank Bowl of the week, the Cleveland Browns took on the Miami Dolphins in a 31-6 win. We didn't see, and like, if you want to talk about the Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel conversation, that is still up for debate because 13 for 18 from Dylan Gabriel and 116 yards. Did not play good, but the team still got the win because that's a top 10 defense. Defense will win you the game. Quinyon Junkins, though, the Offensive Rookie of the Year debate will be coming up in the next few weeks, and I expect to see Quinyon Junkins' name right up there because 25 for 84. 25 for 84, not too big, but 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns on the ground.
What was his carry per attempt?
3.3.
Carry per attempt.
3.36. But as long
So
as it's a
most of his,
46-yard touchdown though.
Yeah.
46-yard rushing touchdown.
so that means the
He
other two touchdowns was in the red zone there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, very well. But the biggest, we brushed up on it a little bit, but the biggest one that I guess people love to see was Tua Tagovailoa getting benched for Quinn Ewers. 3 interceptions
turned
by
the ball
Tua, by the
over.
way. 3 interceptions by Tua, by the way. That was the biggest one. 3 interceptions, and they were just dumb throws. One of them led to a touchdown. Well, I mean, all of them led to scores or points, but one of them was legit a pick six. Is how long do we think till he's like fully benched? How is it gonna really take? Because Quinn Ewers looked really bad. That's the other thing.
It's just their
I genuinely don't think he'll be benched as long as Mike McDaniel is the head coach. When did he get benched? In the fourth quarter, when the game was
Third
basically already
quarter,
ordered.
middle of third
In the
quarter.
third quarter, like
Yeah,
close
just-
to the fourth, like it was
yeah.
like
Yeah,
probably
it was
2, 3.
it was already
Yeah.
31-6. It was kind of like yeah.
I feel like that benching situation was kind of more like, well, he's already done for the game. He didn't already. I don't think he'll. If he does get benched, still probably 3 games from now,
3
maybe.
games from now.
But I feel like him getting benched in that game was one of them situations. Like you know how why keep your quarterback in the fourth quarter if you're already getting blown out by 30,
Well,
by
yeah.
20 some points, right? So you already done threw us the like, even though it is his fault, those 2 interceptions, but that one interception I will say wasn't really his fault because he threw it right to the guy. It bounced off his hand and just
I
right,
think
and
six,
he
that
just
was
took
one
it to
of
the
them.
yeah.
I mean, like
That was yeah, but that's the only mistake I'll let him slide with. Everything else was his fault.
you'll let those
He could
go.
not control that offense for shit.
But yeah, no, that was pretty bad. But moving on.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterbacks who did get benched, we did see Justin Fields get benched, and it was about time because at some point it's not play calling, it's not even coaching. At some point, it's kind of like this guy just does not go through his reads, and I think
Nothing at all.
I think at this week they will name they will probably end up naming Tyrod Taylor as a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But when you take a deeper look, you're like, why the hell is Josh Reynolds wide receiver 3? Why is he like a starting receiver on the depth chart? There's weird ways they're mixing up that roster. I'm a little confused. But for the afternoon games, in America's real game of the week, in a remembrance of Demaryius Thomas, the Denver Broncos hosted the New York Giants because Demaryius Thomas ended up going in the Ring of Honor. They came back over 20 points in the fourth quarter and ended up delivering a win. Now, I had a whole thing prepared on Bo Nix being Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not Bo Nix, Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart being Offensive Rookie of the Year. I fully believe that Jackson Dart was Rookie of the Year. But after this meltdown, I'm kind of thinking, where did it go wrong for New York?
I don't think it was. What was the stat line?
He went
Jackson Dart?
15 at 33, 283, and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception.
What was that
He didn't
interception
play
throw?
like he played bad, but it was just like I don't think he's
Wasn't it
like,
towards the end of
he
the
couldn't
game?
close the game. He couldn't close it.
It wasn't towards the end of the game. It was like in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
I would blame the
middle.
coaching more than I would blame Dart in that situation.
More than Dart.
Bro, your defense allowed 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's pretty
Are
bad.
we really gonna blame that on it? Your offense kept you in. Your offense was the main
Kept you
reason
in the game,
that you were blowing out the best
Blowing out,
defense in the
yeah,
league for
yeah.
3 straight quarters, and you allowed that same
Yeah.
offense. Your defense was literally shutting them down for 3 straight quarters to allow you to score for 3 straight quarters, and y'all had what 30? How many points? How many points did they score in the first quarter?
33, bro. 33.
It was 33 points throughout the whole game, right?
It
Yeah,
was
32.
allowed your
They scored.
entire-
New York scored touchdown in the first.
2 field goals, 2 field goals.
2 field goals, and then 14. I mean, I said 14. 13 points in the fourth.
And then
And you allowed that same offense
Denver,
to score 33 points
3
in the
points in the
first.
fourth quarter.
Bro,
That
yo,
is
and you know
crazy.
the crazy part is, you know the crazy part.
That's
What's her name was walking to the back of the game. Brian Burns. I seen the clips. He was walking to the back of the game. He was walking to the back of the locker room, like on his way back through the tunnel. And he was like, man, fuck this shit. Y'all gonna have us play 7-man back and allow them to score. I'm like, oh, so this was a defensive thing. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. And the missed kick, which also kind of killed them because it allowed the Broncos to get the ball back and take it downfield and take the same field goal and win the game. But 33 points in the fourth quarter, that is a defensive thing. And the crazy thing about it is they play conservative the entire game, the entire fourth quarter. Like if you look at the scheme, they ran cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, cover 6, and they ran cover 9. What you call it? What's that play called? Cover 9 pull. Cover 9 pull is when you shift everybody, all your corners back, your whole entire secondary back 7 yards, and you have your linebackers only cover the middle of the field, back just in case the running back goes out, and then
Oh,
you have a
yep.
4-man rush, 3-man rush if you trust one of your DNs to push back into coverage. Why are you playing conservative on an offense that's known for air raid? Why are you doing that? Why are you giving that event? And I get it because it's the fourth quarter. We already blown them out. But
Yeah.
like, once you
No,
see them score 20 points, you would have thought in your head like, oh, let's play more aggressive.
And they got a lot of pressure on
they did
those
get a
next
lot
two
of
because he did go 27-50. So I mean, they got a lot of
He threw
pressure.
the ball 50 times. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
50
And he
times,
still
yeah.
won. And he
Yeah.
still won. That's crazy.
Still won,
Yo,
still won.
They got a lot of pressure on it.
that's
Well,
crazy.
it was in remembrance of Demarius Thomas. A
Yeah,
special time where they had put him in the Ring of Honor in Denver, and that was a very good moment. The the biggest thing is like I think that Jackson Dart is a top right now top 30 for offensive rookie of the year. But after the game, Cam Scatterbo had to get separated in the locker room and had to spend the rest of the day without the team. So that might be a big issue. But one of our future MVP contenders, Daniel Jones, and his team had a 38-24 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. This Chargers team was 3-0, and they've lost 3 of the last 4 games. Where does the concern go for the Chargers?
I think the injuries are starting to catch up to him. That's just my thought.
Injuries,
That's my theory.
definitely.
I think injuries are starting to definitely catch up to him now. Because, like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy because the Colts defense isn't really that great. So, like, for him not to be able to do what he did, to do what he do with the offensive part, because he still has his receivers. Lad McConkey had a good game.
Yeah, Keenan Allen had a great game. Keenan Allen had
a
an
great
incredible
game. And Quentin Johnston, I mean, he had what? Was it three receptions for 30 yards to a touchdown? He didn't have the best game, but like he got to where he needed to go.
It was
They,
very, very,
it was
very
Keenan Allen
productive.
and
Yeah,
it was their,
2 for 30.
Yeah,
2 for
so
30.
2 for 30. Okay, I was about to
Then
say.
their tight end, their tight end went off too.
Yeah, he 168.
Tight end went off
168,
too.
164.
That's what I'm saying. So the
and a
offense was
touchdown.
like offense wasn't playing bad.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
it was really doing something. But Justin Herbert also turned the ball over twice. 2 interceptions is not the biggest one. And when you're playing up against a team like Indy, to where they've never been good on offense for the past 5 years, I'm genuinely shocked. John, you have to go score for score because they're not punting the ball. You have to go score for score with Indy. I really think mid-December. Exactly that. Never underestimate. I really think mid-December we're talking about them as Super Bowl contenders. Because
maybe
Now,
Definitely.
Jonathan Taylor, he's
Now-
looking like the best back. He's looking like the best back of football right now, and probably
now
the best
Yeah.
back. I mean,
this is where a real conversation would happen in that situation because we didn't see some teams like the Vikings go lose 2 games in the season and don't even go past the Lions. Right? The I think the Eagles is the only team that have a good record like that and actually make the bowl.
yeah,
And the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So but then again, Daniel Jones has been dominating the playoffs before. I don't know.
The thing is-
I mean, he beat.
the thing with Indy is they're beating good teams. They're not beating
That's true.
whoever or whatever.
Right.
They're
Right.
beating.
Yeah, they're actually
really
beating
good
dominant
teams.
teams.
Well, except for like
They could
Vegas
probably
and
do
the
that in the
Titans,
playoffs.
but they're beating good
Yeah.
teams. They're not beating like the Cold. They're not beating like the Titans every week or the Texans. Even though they did that, they're not doing that every week.
Who they beat? They beat
The Chargers. They beat the Broncos,
Yep.
and then they
Command.
no, they
No,
beat the
they-
Commanders.
No.
They beat a couple other teams,
Yeah,
but
what the fuck?
but
Yeah, they played some really good teams. Yeah.
but one team
If
that's
they do
not
make the
beating
Super Bowl, that's
But Super Bowl, I
Yeah.
know exactly. But one team
Yeah.
that's not beating
That'd
good
be
teams right
crazy.
now, got to be the Green Bay Packers. Okay, I feel like they will definitely be on fraud watch over the next few, like the next course of the next few weeks. 27-23 win over the Cardinals, but they were really struggling at some point in the game and then got it together at the end. They almost lost to Cincy last week, and that was kind of like I feel like that should have been the first red flag. You're like, yo, Flacco, and the Flacco's only had like 4 days with the team. That should have been the biggest red flag. But Josh Jacobs, I believe he went down with the injury at some point, or no?
Nah. He was dealing with a flu. He did have a good game, but he was dealing with a
yeah, he
flu
did
that
have a
entire
good
game.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
He
think
had 2 touchdowns.
I think that the first red flag probably would have. It should have been the Cowboys. That should have been the first flag because they
Right.
defense couldn't stop shit, and they tied with them. Like they tied with them based on just like him making a simple mistake that allowed the Cowboys to get the ball back and allow a person like Dak Prescott to take it downfield the way that he did.
And we'll speak about Dallas in a minute because I got a few things, but yeah, no, I feel like that should have been the first red flag, and then
Yeah.
and when they lost to Cleveland, I was kind of like, well, Cleveland has a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
But then when you look a little closer at it, Cleveland's getting beat by like Pittsburgh, and you're like, wow, how like with the top 10 defense, how are they getting beat by Pittsburgh?
And they're
I-
1-6.
And they're
Well, 2 and
2 and
6.
6, well 2 and 5 around there.
2 and 5, right,
2 and
right,
5.
yeah.
But then like I feel like that should have been another red flag, and then everything is really like writing up for them to go to the playoffs, losing the playoffs, never being like is a floor on the hot seat. I feel like that's the biggest writing up for Green Bay right now.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't disagree.
Anyways, there will be some quarterback controversies over the next few weeks because Jacoby Brissett played really good. He's playing really good, but next week, if he does start, I think that's when we're gonna see that him go up and go down. But there will be quarterback controversies over the next few weeks. But we're about to speak about Dallas because a 44-24 win over a 22 to win over Washington.
Yes.
Is that like everything looks like Dallas is like actually good. Like it
They're
looks like Dallas is
literally
actually
best
good on
offense.
both sides of the ball. They're not just beating bad teams. Like they're actually contending. Like they're actually playing good games.
Listen, didn't I say I told you I had Dak Prescott for my dark horse MVP, and what is he doing? He's looking like it. He's looking
no,
like it.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
looking
that's
like
right.
it.
Looking
I
like it.
think Pickens.
Bro.
It's crazy. I said them. A lot of people said that Pickens wasn't going to be affected. I said, bro, them getting Pickens was probably the best move they could have ever made. If you give Dak Prescott is an offensive guy that likes to throw the ball, he's very accurate. He's not like one of them quarterbacks that just throws the ball and then this just causes unnecessary effects of
him and
interceptions.
CD fucking connection.
Him and
He's my
CD
lightning. I'm sorry, but like
Him and CD are already like this, but him and Pickens on them 50-50 balls, because he don't have to worry about like throwing deep passes and risking an interception because CD isn't a 50-50 ball guy. CD he has to get a separation. And CD is a separation guy. You can rely on him to get separation.
Those quarterbacks too, where he can throw the ball to where the receiver can only get it.
Yeah,
he's that good of a player.
That bucket that I seen him throw to Pickens when Marshawn Lattimore was guarding him, I said, oh yeah, they need to sign him. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it every week, bro. As long as they keep playing good, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like they need to sign that man, bro. They need to pay that man. They better pay him because you can get your defensive pieces through the draft. You don't need to pay. You already signed your main defensive pieces that you needed. You can get the rest of those pieces through the draft. You got 2 first-round picks next year.
2 first-round picks, and to even add on that, on defense, they don't really look that bad. They don't look awful on defense. They're looking kind of good. So I think that's like the biggest thing is also Washington's on fraud watch. I really believe that Washington.
I mean, it was missing their.
Well, what's
missing
got
their
hurt?
best receivers.
He got hurt. Bro.
I mean, both Debo and Terry were both out, but that. I mean, they had to activate Robbie Anderson. They had to activate him to the active roster.
He trashed his health.
Oh yeah, he is, but they had to activate him. And for him to lead the team in receptions says that says a lot.
Says a lot, yeah.
That really.
Well, I mean, what's the name? What's the name? Did go down though at a crucial moment. That
Jaden Daniels did go down.
Yeah, because I think I was still.
It was already over by then.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, never mind that.
It was pretty bad, but before.
Damn, so they gave him belt the ass and this could be got hurt. Damn, that's it.
Yeah, bro. Crazy.
It's
and that was a must-needed division win game too.
Must needed for both teams. Yeah. For both teams, that puts Dallas in second place in the division, right?
Yeah.
In position against Philly.
So
we should not be sleeping on Dallas, and they're looking good on both sides of the ball, and that's crazy. How I'm actually like I like because every year they'll beat up bad teams. They'll be like, oh, they're just beating up bad teams. They can't play top 5 teams, but they actually look good on both sides.
The crazy thing about it is with the entire NFC doing so well though, because it's a lot of teams playing really well. It's going to be hard to dictate who makes the playoffs because only if 3 teams from the AFC North makes it, 3 teams from the NFC West makes it, only 1 team from the NFC East and the NFC South can make it.
Yeah.
Because there's only 7 teams. And we already know the Rams, the Seahawks, the 49ers are going to make it, for sure.
Well,
for the fact
the
49ers are doing...
We don't know that.
I feel like we'll have a better
49ers.
We'll have a better look mid-December. Mid-December, we're going to have a better look.
The way the 49ers playing with the injuries like they did, they'll kind of shut down.
The fact that they beat the Falcons...
Yeah,
they beat the Falcons. A healthy Falcons
team. Somebody missing the playoffs with at least 10 or 11 wins. Watch. I got a feeling that's gonna happen.
I think the Vikings
like 2 teams by 10 wins and miss the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna be the Bears. Bears probably gonna miss the playoffs.
Yeah,
Bears are Chicago's 4-2 right now, so I
That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
not 100%, and they're 3rd place in the division. That's even the craziest.
And I got a question before we kind of move on to the next game. Get to the next game. Y'all think Caleb Williams has the potential to be Chicago's first 4,000-yard passer?
Not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
For sure.
Not this year. Not this.
You don't think so?
Not this year.
This year?
Not this
Not
year,
this
but
year.
probably next year.
Next year, yeah, not this
Yeah,
year.
it's probably
Not this
next
year.
year.
Probably next year.
Because
Because
he's
you can still see like the chemistry. They trying to get that going.
They're trying to go
The
on
chemistry
for
is
sure.
Because Ben Johnson definitely likes to. You can tell he likes to throw that ball. He likes to sling it.
but the
I
ground
think.
game's also working very well. But I guess to
Yeah.
motion into that next, we're just talking about San Francisco, 20-10 win over Atlanta, and what happened? What happened, Falcons? Kyle Pitts had to
I
lead the
did
team
not
in
expect them
receptions
to
though,
lose.
7 catches for 62 yards.
2 yards, yes.
But I remember making that debating argument last week that Brock, like, this is Brock Purdy's offense, and I guess this showed me a little bit more. 17 for 26 out of Mac Jones, 172 and an interception. He did not play good. He did not play good at all. Christian McCaffrey had put the team on his back with 24 carries for a 129 and 2 touchdowns.
That man, bro.
Receiving in 2, he had 7 catches for 72 yards. So
Bro,
he
it's
played
crazy
a hell of a game.
how
I mean,
it's crazy how one running back goes off the year before, deals with injuries, and then the next running back isn't playing as good. And then
Playing
now
them good.
that's
Yeah.
crazy how the NFL is so
NFL,
unpredictable,
yeah.
bro.
It is very, very crazy.
yeah.
Like this is
Y'all want
like,
to know something?
What?
Y'all want to know something?
This better not be about
CMC,
Saquon.
he on pace to nah, I'm not talking about Saquon, bro. Come on, bro. CMC on pace to get, I think, 1,200 receiving yards this year.
Receiving yards,
That's
and
crazy.
then like
For a
1,200 rushing yards.
Yeah, for a
you know
running
that's
back
going
to
to be
do
the
that,
second
that is
time in his.
crazy.
You know that's going to be the second time in his career to do that. He's had
And they
1,000
said
yards
he's
and
on
1,000.
Yeah, bro.
receiving, 1,000
I
rushing.
think
And
he
they
did
said
that
he's
in
on pace
2018
too.
or 2019.
He did it back
20,
in
something like
23 as
that.
well.
Yeah, whenever
Back
he
in
was,
Yeah.
2023
I
as
think it was
well.
like his last year with the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken.
He did it in 20.
Yeah.
He did it back. I think he did that back in 2023 as well.
Was it 20?
Maybe
Yeah,
then.
he did. He
I
did.
think
Yeah,
it's,
he
I think it
had.
might be his
okay.
third time doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He led the league in rushing. He had 1,400 or 1,300. I think it was one of them. It was either 14 or
Yeah.
13.
And
And
then
he
it was like
had
160 receptions, I think he had.
for like
Something like
900 and some
Uh-huh.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
He
they
had
said he's on
2,000
pace to
total
break that
yards.
too. They said he's
Yeah,
on pace to break that.
2,000, bro. And people, I don't understand why people are saying, "Oh, well, he's not the best back in the league." Bro, that man is a top 5 back when he's healthy.
If I'm not,
I get
Back.
that injuries is a big
He
part of his
is.
career, but when he is
let
healthy,
me actually
bro,
look that up.
statistically, look what he's doing with that offense right now. Like he is single-handedly
He
helping them
carried.
win games. He is literally carrying. They're using him in both. Even the Seahawks had problems with him when we played him in week 1. And our defense was keeping them, like we kept them down. The game was a close game. It came down to the wire, and he was still able to give us issues. He had 79. Like rushing wise, we had him contained. Receiving wise, we couldn't stop shit. The man had 7 receptions for 79 yards. He was averaging 5.6 per catch. As a
You said-
running back, that is phenomenal.
Oh, he has 72 yards.
72 yards. Yeah, not 79. My
72.
fault. 72 yards. And running wise, he was averaging, I can't remember how many yards he had. I think he had like
5.3. He had 24 attempts, 129, 2 touchdowns.
against us.
No, against us. Oh no, I don't know what he had against us. But
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, he against us that game, he was averaging 3.1 per carry. He had 22 attempts, and if I'm not mistaken, he had less than 60 yards. So
might be
we
something
had
like
him.
that.
No, he
Yeah,
had
somewhere
69
like that.
rushing yards.
Oh, 69 yards. Okay, so we had him contained in the rushing game because we was making him work. Like them three, you averaging 3.1 and having 69 yards, making him
Yeah.
work. But 79 yards, we couldn't stop you. And every single game, he just kept elevating, bro. And
then-
it's crazy because when I posted it on Instagram, a lot of people saying was laughing like, "Oh, he's not the best."
Yeah.
Bro, what are y'all not looking at this man playing the game? What is wrong with y'all?
And to get my numbers straight, he actually has the all-time record for receptions for a running back, which is 116. He's on pace to break that with 129, and the all-time record for receiving yards for a running back is 1048, which is by Marshall Falk, and he's on pace to break that with 1253.
He is literally what you call a complete running back. He can run all 4
Yeah.
downs.
No,
He can catch the ball out the pass game. He's a complete back.
no. Imagine this. Imagine when
Yeah.
Purdy comes back from injury and they're
Oh,
in full swing in
God.
offense. Imagine that one, because
that's
he's
gonna
getting
be-
10 catches a
yeah.
game instead of 7. He's getting the ball a lot more.
Oh hell yeah! Purdy's gonna use him like a god. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh man.
But this
Gonna
is
treat him
why.
like a wife.
But another thing is, this is why
Yeah.
McCaffrey kind of goes down a lot though, because like he gets ran into the dirt.
He does.
Not
unfortunately,
saying
but-
it's a bad thing though. Like I don't want to
No.
speak bad on his name and wish bad on him. But like this is why injuries happen with a lot of running backs like him, because they get ran into the dirt.
I mean, you know.
I know he's
I-
good for it though. I know he's good for it. I know he's.
I mean,
he's
that's the
literally a
running back
hell of a
position,
running
though.
back.
You know,
Like,
you
he's literally a
built.
hell of a running back.
Yeah.
I'm about to say that's the running back,
Like,
bro.
literally, hats
Running
off
back
to
is
him.
like it's like playing
Hats off to
linebacker.
him.
Like I feel like playing running back is like playing linebacker. Like you're built to take those.
Mhm.
You got to take them. It's hard being a running back in the league, clearly, because it's like if you're great, they're gonna overuse the shit out of you. If you're average, they're gonna kind of use you and make you a committee. I think the Lions is smart as shit. The Lions is the smartest team as far as running back by committee. They have two solid running backs, and I would even consider Montgomery a top. I think he's a top 10 back, but I just wouldn't. And I think he could be a starter premier back. I just don't think he'll be up there with the five running backs we have at the top spot right now, in my opinion, because of how well he fits, of how of the type of back he's a power back, he's a downhill back, and a lot of teams in the league don't really need a downhill back, and the teams that do already have a downhill back, the Ravens, the Chargers. Well, the Chargers probably
Hmm.
need one now, but I mean Hampton will come back healthy at some point, so they
Yeah.
won't need a downhill back. And I mean, there's not really a lot of teams that a lot of teams would prefer to have an all around back than just a straight downhill back. So the fact that the Lions can be able to use both backs simultaneously, one to take all the hits, wear it down, and the other to just boot the speed,
With the
and they're
speed,
still
yep.
healthy
Hmm.
it does a lot. And you don't even got to pay that much bread because you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay Jameer Gibbs at some point.
Mm.
But Montgomery, you don't have to pay that much. You give him like 10, 15 mil, you're good.
The craziest thing with Jameer Gibbs is he's under 25 years old.
Yeah, he's in like 22, no,
Yeah.
he's 23 now, right?
23.
Not
Size
mistaken, yeah,
11.
23. Yeah,
He's
bro.
been in the league for his third year right now, and
Yeah.
he's 23 years old. That's the
He
scariest part.
he
Last
And if
year,
only
he
gonna
doesn't
get
get ran
better.
into the ground either,
if
like
he
he
doesn't
has
get run
a
to the ground,
potential
I
to
mean,
like get a
Bro, he
big contract,
averages that,
come back and probably get another big contract if they don't, decide to keep the Sonic and Knuckles thing going.
bro.
it's
I
working.
mean,
It's winning them games. We're seeing that
Yes.
win them games.
So
That's
that
why that's why they're about to be tied for third or I mean a three-way tie for first place in the
first,
NFC is because this it's winning them games.
it is. They definitely need to do better with getting receiving weapons around him because I think Jamison Williams isn't he's not bad. I just don't I just think they could use something better as
They
far as
need
the
to
Lions goes.
they need
And
to
one more
well, you don't
topic
like
to
him as their wide
discuss
receiver
too.
too.
Or put Tesla up in that lineup and let him
I
flourish.
I remember I had a take to start the year off. I was talking like when they traded Tim Patrick, I was like, well, Tesla mirrors Amon Ra. He does whatever Amon Ra does. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all Tesla is used for. He's just 6'4", a little bit taller, a little bit
Yeah.
bigger, but does everything Amon Ra does.
He could be Amon Ra, but on the outside. He's
Exactly.
bigger. He's bigger. He's a little
Yeah.
bit slower, but he's bigger, stronger, got good hands. He can take the hits. Like you could definitely put him on the outside and still have him.
Still, yep.
He could be like who's a receiver that's like that now? JSN. JSN started out and JSN was
It was
always
like,
considered
oh
a slot
yeah,
guy,
JSN can only play the
but
slot. They can only do
yeah,
this.
but
Can only do
nobody
that.
really like recognized
Come
the
on
fact that
now.
he's a pure route runner. Like
Literally,
his
you can
route
line him
running
up
is like
anywhere.
you can put him up any a pure route runner isn't a lot of people fail to understand that the slot receiver is a slot receiver. There's a difference between a pure route runner and a slot receiver. A slot receiver is a receiver that can only flourish in the slot. You can't put him nowhere. He's only good and he can get his best game is in the slot. His best separation situations are in the slot. A pure route runner can play anywhere. Cooper Cup is a pure route runner. He's just a slot guy. He just so happens to be a pure route runner that's only good in the slot. But JSN is 6 foot. He's 6 foot 205 pounds.
I thought it was like
He's and his
215, 205, like two, somewhere in that range.
yeah, somewhere in that range, between 205 and 215, somewhere in there. But he's 6'1" and he's a pure route runner. So imagine he's 6'4".
Maybe like
Imagine he
DK
was
size
six
and
foot
then
four
running
doing
like
that.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
there's not too
You can't
many.
imagine.
it
Because
would
most
be like
receivers that
make this
size,
league scary.
that's what I'm
It'd be
saying. Most
scary for the
receivers that
league, man.
size are like just physical receivers. Like they play how Drake London plays, they play how Ted plays, they play how Mike Evans plays. They just go deep, or they get you on the comeback routes, they get you some slants. You know what I'm saying? Or you just so happen to be like a DK fast as shit, and they just get you on the deep routes and the crossing routes and the drags. But you got JSN, who's 6'1", 215, 245, whatever the hell he is. He's just running straight, like he's just bagging you up, like he's SGA in the NFL. And the only other receiver we see doing that at his at that size is what's his name? I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. Oh, Smitty.
What team?
Smitty.
Oh,
Smitty's the only other receiver doing that at his size.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
imagine that, but like he's a white boy with longer hair. He's 6'4". Like
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
think Tesla would be good if you use him correctly. I
I
think.
mean, and we said the exact same thing about Jameer Gibbs this first year. He's like, "Oh, Jameer
Yeah.
Gibbs is good. They're just not using him correctly." And I'm like, "Well, they don't want to overuse him. You know, kind of made
Yeah.
sense. I mean, it really worked out.
Yeah.
And that's where I had, so back in 2023, two running backs were taken in the first round. First 20 picks, it was Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Now they're top 5 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that the running back position is dying out.
No.
Not at all. But Keyshawn, you had one final take. You said one final topic.
Yeah, I just wanted one final topic. Of course, you kind of wanted to close it out. With Mike Evans going down, I did kind of see that he needed 78.8 yards per game to finish off the season with 1,000 yards to get the record of Jerry Rice's consecutive 1,000-yard season. Do you guys think he's going to get that?
Well, he's hurt, so I think he's missing the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's done.
I really, the way he was laying on the floor, said, yeah, this season's over. That might I don't like knowing Mike Evans. I don't think that's his career, but I think his season is probably over. More likely than anything.
My fault. It wasn't 78.8, 78.2.
78.2. I mean,
So on average, really 80 yards.
80, yeah.
Yeah, 80 yards average. We're Ralph said. We're Ralph said.
I mean,
Because he is older. He's not, which is crazy because the NFL is so like softer tackling wise compared to when it was then, and these receivers were much more healthier at Jerry Rice's age. So it's kind of crazy to see that so many players are getting injured as much as they are in the league today.
Yep.
And all these injuries isn't just coming from the grass. It's not coming from the grass. It's coming from hits. It's coming from self-inflicted injuries and stuff like that. But and there's more money and more technology to be able to keep our bodies healthy to be able to withstand this. And we're actually way more. We're actually 10 times more athletic than what they were back then. There's kids that's our age that's 10 years old that's fast as shit compared to us. Like me, like
6'2" and shit like that.
Yeah, like my freshman year in college, I ran a 4.8 40 dash. And that's because I was a sprinter when I was, when I was playing, when I was running track back in high school and stuff like that. Bro, you got these young boys running 4.2s at the age of 12. Like, yo, it'd be making me like, yo, let me get your legs. Give me them for a day. Let me get those out.
Dedication's all it takes, man.
Bro, it'd be crazy because it's like they're naturally, it's like we're evolving as the years go by. So it's kind of crazy how we get so injured so quickly. Yet we're also getting more evolved throughout the years. I don't know
because the medicine, the medicine's evolving, so the healing's getting a lot better and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
times change. Times do change. The one thing is, I think that they're not handling concussions the right way. I don't think that like because it's a part of the game. They're doing everything they can do to change it, but I think that that's one thing that's still going to affect. Do we one thing I'm actually curious? Does Antonio Brown actually have CTE?
Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so, bro.
Probably. I mean, he was never. We never.
After that hit,
it was before. He was really acting like that way before that Vontaze perfect hit. Way before that.
I'm about to say he was kind of already acting like that, but he's just because I don't know, like when you hear him talking the interviews, he doesn't sound like that. He sounds like he's intelligent. Sounds like he's on point with shit. He sounds like he know what he's talking about. But then when you see him on Twitter. And then when you see him on Twitter and Instagram posts and stuff like that, you
also realize you get paid on Twitter, so he's not stupid.
He wilds out.
He probably what if it's an act?
He's probably smarter than all of us.
Algorithm.
He's probably smarter than all of us. Who knows? He might be smarter than all of us.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Good segment to end it off with, talking about Antonio Brown and CTE. That'll wrap it up for the Week 7.
Let's go.
That'll wrap it up for the Week 7 breakdown. Raphael signing out. Calvin, Keyshawn, and Quill.
Calvin's coming out.
Yep, Calvin. We got to see him in the flesh today. This might be the only time. So everybody
For sure,
enjoy it.
For sure.
Yeah, enjoy it while we got it.